How many ways do you know to poach eggs? In this video, I'm going to share 4 quick and effective ways to poach eggs that anyone can easily try at home. Let's get started. Tip number 1. First, I prepare a muffin tin. I lightly grease the sides and bottom of each cup with a thin layer of cooking oil. This not only helps prevent sticking, but also makes it easier to remove the food once it's cooked without scratching or damaging the surface of the tin. Next, I gently crack each egg directly into the muffin tin. Have you noticed? The egg whites stay neatly contained inside each cup, preventing them from spreading out like they often do when poaching eggs using the traditional method. What country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments below. It's wonderful that we can connect with people from all around the world. Once the fresh eggs are placed in the muffin tin, I slowly pour water into the steamer, making sure the water doesn't get inside the muffin cups. I place the muffin tin into the steamer. Which country are you watching this video from? Please leave a comment below. It's great that we can connect with each other from all over the world. Then, I cover the steamer and steam the eggs for about 10 minutes. Once the eggs have fully set, I remove the muffin tin and let it cool for a few minutes. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I gently use a small spoon to remove each egg from the muffin tin. Thanks to the thin layer of oil applied beforehand, the eggs release easily, keeping their smooth surface and beautiful shape. Just look at that. These poached eggs are perfectly round, almost like little muffins, neat, beautiful, and incredibly appetizing. It's amazing how one small change in the cooking method can make such a familiar egg dish so much more interesting. Method 2. First, place a pan on the stove, pour in some clean water, and turn the heat to high to bring the water to a vigorous boil. While waiting for the water to boil, we will prepare the eggs. Ideally, if you have selected very fresh eggs, crack each egg into a slotted spoon or a fine mesh strainer. Gently swirl it and remove the thin, watery egg white. Removing this loose egg white helps the egg maintain a perfectly round shape. The yolk will not spread out or drift away during cooking, resulting in a beautiful and smooth poached egg. After removing all of the thin, watery egg white, transfer the egg to a small bowl or ramekin. This will make it easier to gently slide the egg into the pot later. Which country are you watching this video from? Please leave a comment below. It's great that we can connect with each other from all over the world. I also made a version with 3 eggs placed on the same plate. Stay until the end. You will definitely be surprised. Every viewer brings their own story, their own world, and a small glimpse of their life. If you're comfortable sharing, leave a comment and let me know where you're from. I truly want to connect with you, not just make videos and pass by one another. At this point, the water is boiling. Reduce the heat to low. You should only see tiny bubbles at the bottom of the pot with no vigorous boiling on the surface. Next, add 1 tablespoon of vinegar to the water and gently stir to create a whirlpool. The vinegar helps the egg whites set more quickly and prevents them from falling apart. You don't need to worry about a sour taste, as the high temperature of the water will dissipate the vinegar aroma, leaving the egg's natural flavor intact. Creating a whirlpool is certainly very effective. I recommend doing this if you are poaching only 1 to 2 eggs. Once you have created a strong whirlpool, gently slide the egg into the center and watch it take shape. Set a timer for 3 minutes so that the egg white is fully cooked while the yolk remains runny. If you prefer a slightly firmer yolk, add another 30 seconds. When the time is up, gently lift the egg out with a slotted spoon. You can also touch it lightly to check the doneness and return it to the water if you want it cooked a little more. This is the technique that restaurants often use to create perfectly shaped poached eggs. Then place the egg in a bowl of ice water to stop the cooking process, and I will show you how to reheat it later. If you want to poach several eggs at the same time without using the Whirlpool method, you can absolutely do so. Simply slide each egg gently into the water, maintaining the same depth and temperature as before. You can use a spoon to gently stir the water around the eggs to help them keep a rounder shape. After 3 minutes, gently lift the eggs out with a slotted spoon. All right, now that you have perfectly poached eggs, let me share one of my favorite breakfast recipes featuring poached eggs. Which country are you watching this video from? Please leave a comment below. It's great that we can connect with each other from all over the world. And if you don't want to eat cold poached eggs in the morning, here's how to reheat them. Simply pour some hot water into a bowl, then place the poached eggs in the hot water for about 20 to 30 seconds, or until they are warmed through. Remove the egg from the hot water, and now you can place it on a plate. Enjoy it while it's still warm. The poached egg will be smooth, tender, and nearly perfect. With just a gentle touch, the golden yolk will flow out, blending beautifully with the soft, sweet mushrooms underneath. The flavor is rich, fragrant, and present in every bite. Warm and perfectly balanced, it makes the entire dish truly irresistible. And that is the simple way to make perfect poached eggs. I hope you will try making this dish in your own kitchen and let me know how it turns out in the comments on this video. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with others who enjoy home cooking. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more simple cooking tips and delicious recipes. Tip number 3. First, I prepare a medium-sized pot and pour in about 1 liter of water. Then, I add 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vinegar. The vinegar plays an important role. It helps the egg whites set more quickly, keeping the eggs neatly shaped and preventing them from spreading apart during cooking. I turn on the stove and heat the water over medium heat. While waiting for the water to come to a boil, I prepare the eggs. I prepare a cup and place a small strainer on top. The purpose is to remove the thin outer egg white, as this is the part that causes the egg to spread out and lose its shape during cooking. Simply crack the egg into the strainer. The thick egg white and the yolk will remain in the strainer, while the thin egg white will naturally drain into the cup below. Thanks to this simple step, the egg will have a rounder shape, a smoother surface, and a much more attractive appearance when steamed or poached. I prepare a deep metal ladle and brush a thin layer of cooking oil over the inside. This small step helps prevent the egg from sticking and makes it easier to remove once it's cooked. I crack an egg into the ladle, trying to keep the yolk centered so the finished egg looks more attractive. Once the water has reached the proper temperature, I gently place the ladle containing the egg into the pot, making sure the water comes just up to the rim of the ladle without spilling inside. I leave it like this for about 30 to 40 seconds, allowing the outer layer of the egg white to set and hold its shape. Then, gently tilt the ladle so the egg slides out on its own and continues poaching directly in the water. If you prefer a soft, runny yolk, poach the egg for about 2 more minutes. If you want a firmer yolk, extend the cooking time to about 3 to 4 minutes. When the egg has reached your desired level of doneness, I gently lift it out with a slotted spoon, let it drain for a few seconds, and place it on a plate. The result is a perfectly round poached egg with a smooth, tender egg white wrapped neatly around the yolk while the yolk remains rich, creamy, and silky. By using the ladle, the egg keeps its beautiful shape from the very beginning without the need to create a whirlpool in the water. This poached egg is perfect served with toast, noodles, salad, or simply with a little soy sauce. Tip number 4. First, prepare a few shallow plates. The shallower the plate, the better your poached eggs will turn out, because it almost completely eliminates the drop from the plate into the water. Add a little water to each plate, just enough to cover the surface. This thin layer of water acts as a gentle cushion, preventing the egg from sticking to the plate while helping it keep its natural shape before it goes into the pot. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference. Now, let's prepare the pot for poaching the eggs. It's best to use a medium-sized pot with sides that aren't too tall, so you can easily keep an eye on the eggs while they cook. Pour water into the pot. When poaching eggs, use plenty of water rather than just a shallow layer. A deeper pot of water helps maintain a stable temperature and gives the eggs enough room to cook gently. This is the secret step that many people overlook. Don't crack the egg directly onto a plate or drop it straight into the pot. Instead, gently crack the egg into a fine mesh strainer. Then give the strainer a gentle shake. You'll see the thin, watery egg white drain through the mesh. In fact, this simple step alone can eliminate nearly 80% of the reason poached eggs don't turn out beautifully. The more watery egg white you remove, the firmer, rounder, and more attractive your poached egg will be. Once the watery egg white has drained away, gently transfer the egg to the shallow plate you prepared earlier. Take a close look. At this point, the remaining egg white wraps snugly around the yolk, keeping the egg compact and beautifully shaped even before it touches the water. The watery egg white you've strained off is still perfectly usable, so don't throw it away. You can add it to omelets, soups, fried rice, or steamed dishes to boost the protein content and give them a softer texture. By now, the water has come to a boil. Reduce the heat until it's just at a gentle simmer. If the water is boiling too vigorously, the egg is more likely to break apart and lose its shape. Now comes the most debated question of all. Should you add vinegar to the water when poaching eggs? With this method, I don't use vinegar. Vinegar is only a helpful aid. It's not the key to perfect poached eggs. What really matters is the technique. Using fresh eggs, straining away the watery egg white, controlling the water temperature properly, and using a shallow plate. Now, gently lower each egg into the water. Remember, don't drop the egg in from a height. Lower it in slowly to help it keep its shape. Once the eggs are in the water, leave them alone. Don't stir, don't touch them. Let the eggs cook naturally. Then remove the lid. You'll see perfectly poached eggs. No foam, no wispy egg whites, no mess at all. Using a slotted spoon, gently lift the eggs out of the water. The egg white is silky smooth and perfectly cooked, wrapping snugly around the rich, runny yolk inside. The result is a velvety, golden yolk that's irresistibly creamy and luscious. Now, let's make a rich, flavorful sauce to turn these silky poached eggs into a complete and satisfying meal. First, prepare 100 grams of ground chicken. Ground chicken cooks quickly, absorbs seasonings beautifully, and gives the sauce a wonderfully tender texture. Next, prepare the aromatics. Finely mince the garlic and chop the white parts of the green onions. Dice the onion into small cubes and place it on a large plate ready to use. Just like the onion, dice the carrot and bell pepper into small cubes. Then place them on the same plate with the onion, ready to use later. Crush the garlic, then finely mince it. If you like a little heat, you can also add a few chili peppers. These ingredients form the flavor base of the sauce, releasing a rich, savory aroma the moment they hit the hot oil. Which country are you watching this video from? Please leave a comment below. It's great that we can connect with each other from all over the world. Finely chop the green onions and place them on a plate. We'll add them at the end to preserve their fresh color and delicate flavor. Finally, dice the tomatoes and place them on a plate. And that's it. All the vegetables are prepped and ready to go. Now it's time for the part I've been looking forward to the most. Now, heat a pan over medium heat, then add a little cooking oil. Once the oil is hot, add the garlic and onion. Sauté until fragrant. This is where the dish really comes to life. As the garlic and onion sizzle in the hot oil, they release a warm, savory aroma that builds the perfect flavor base and instantly awakens the appetite. Add the ground chicken, breaking it up as you stir. Cook until the chicken is no longer pink and just begins to firm up. This helps lock in the chicken's natural juices, keeping it tender, juicy, and full of flavor. Add the diced carrots. Stir-fry over high heat for a few minutes until they're about 70% cooked. This helps the carrots retain a slight crunch, so they won't become too soft in the later steps. Which country are you watching this video from? Please leave a comment below. It's great that we can connect with each other from all over the world. Next, add the bell peppers and tomatoes. Stir everything together and cook just until the vegetables are tender, while still keeping their vibrant color and beautiful shape. At this point, the tomatoes begin to release their naturally sweet and tangy juices, giving the sauce even more depth of flavor. Next, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder to the pan for a richer, more flavorful dish. Don't forget to add 1 teaspoon of chili sauce. It gives the dish a beautiful color and an extra boost of flavor. I also like to add a splash of annatto oil when cooking the chicken. I love the rich color and extra flavor it brings. How about you? If you're not a fan of annatto oil, feel free to leave it out. Stir everything together over medium heat. You'll see the sauce gradually thicken as the ingredients release their juices. It becomes glossy, rich, and coats every ingredient evenly, the perfect sign that your sauce is ready. At this point, the aroma is absolutely irresistible. Rich, savory, slightly sweet, with a gentle warmth from the black pepper. Finish by sprinkling the chopped green onions over the top for a pop of color and a fresh burst of flavor. Give everything one final stir to combine. Once the sauce reaches your desired consistency, turn off the heat and transfer it to a serving plate. Then, gently place the poached eggs on top of the sauce. You can also spoon a little extra sauce over each egg, coating them evenly for even more flavor. And now for the best part, cutting into the poached egg. The yolk slowly flows out, rich, golden, silky smooth, and as creamy as melted butter. As it mingles with the hot, flavorful sauce, everything comes together perfectly. The richness of the egg, the bold, savory sauce, and the natural sweetness of the vegetables create a melt-in-your-mouth bite that's simply irresistible. It's a simple dish, yet incredibly nutritious, beautiful to serve, and sure to satisfy everyone at the table. And that's the end of today's video. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please share it with your family and friends. And be sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for your support. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.